Minneapolis. Joining us now, a man I can confirm not in an opium den. He's in Congress, which might be worse than an opium den at this point. But we're excited to get the band back together. We are talking about superstar Florida Representative Greg Steube. Hey, man.
Hey, Jimmy, how are you?
Good. It's apparently Van Halen trivia night on the show. Did you listen to some Van Halen back in the day?
I think so. I wasn't a big concert guy growing up, and I was a country guy. You know, I grew up on a ranch and working in ranches and that kind of thing. So I was like George Strait, Chris Ledoux, Brooks and Dunn.
Oh yeah,
Garth Brooks.
Yeah, I'm gonna see Garth Brooks in Vegas next July 6th. I'm taking my wife. She'll probably flash him and embarrass the family, but that's all right. I mean, it's exciting. You don't get to see Garth all the time. Quick chat I wanted to have with you. There's a lot to get to. Obviously, we got a debate tomorrow night too. But one quick note on the border. So there was a report out today that says we've had 400 ISIS-affiliated migrants come across the border that we know of, according to this report. And like 50 of them could have been on watch lists. The reason I bring it up is because you had told me months ago, we don't have the ability to vet these people in real time. And doesn't this kind of underscore that point?
No, you're right. We don't. And they're released into our country. When I was on the Judiciary Committee a couple of years ago, we asked Mayorkas of these known terrorists who are actually on the terrorist watch list, did you release them into our country? And he wouldn't respond to the question because, as you said, there's not the resources to they're maybe doing, I don't even know if they're doing fingerprints, but they're gathering information and then they're releasing these individuals into our country because it's just mass invasion at our southern border. And so then they realize, oh, crap, this guy's affiliated with ISIS. Oh, crap, this guy's a known terrorist, which is why there was a sting not too long ago, New York and a couple other big cities where they coordinated. And most of these people had come in through the southern border.
Yes.
Because our enemies know that we have a complete vulnerability right now. So as a former military guy, the safety and security of the American people should come upmost in number one. And this guy, Biden, has zero desire to keep Americans secure, not even getting into the fentanyl and all those other things. You have known terrorists who are coming into our country.
Yeah.
The FBI director himself, I think it was 2 weeks ago in the Senate, said, this is alert level is as high as it's ever been. I'm surprised there hasn't been a terrorist attack. The amount of terrorists that are coming into our country, it's over 50,000 Chinese Communist Party individuals. These aren't young moms that have, made the trek from China. Mm-hmm. These are military-age males coming into our country through Mexico who wish to do us harm. Yeah. And this administration doesn't care.
That's the part that's so crazy. We're talking to Florida Representative Greg Steube. Is there's an indifference because I think we're just we're at this place where there's different values. Like we prioritize a secure border. I think they see benefits to leaving it open. Whether we're talking about cheap labor or anything of the sort. But the liability is, of course, the people who are exposed to so much more risk. So let me ask you this. I don't know that CNN moderators are really going to hold Biden's feet to the fire on the border tomorrow night. But do you think Trump's ready to go?
Well, I think he is. I think he'll do a great job. And what was interesting is, we're here in Congress. I work out in the gym in the morning, and they have CNN, MSNBC, and then Fox on the channels down there because it's bipartisan. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is, if you watch CNN this morning, they were talking about, there's been 60,000 less people that have come in since Joe Biden did this amnesty order. Yeah. We've had 12 million illegals come into our country. Yeah. Guys on terrorist watch list, ISIS known affiliates. And so CNN's already trying to create the narrative that because of the action that Joe Biden took, 2-3 weeks ago on this amnesty thing, that, there's already been a significant curve in the amount of people coming in, which is, again, an outright lie in the mainstream media trying to perpetuate, the communist channel of what they want people to think and hear. So they're already kind of setting it up as, because Joe Biden did what he did, it's curbed the numbers of people coming into our country, which is crazy.
Yeah, and it's such a scam because, as you know, we signed all the executive orders to undo the border policies that were working. So that's the racket.
64 of them, to be exact.
Is that was the specific number? It was 64 executive orders?
64 executive actions that Joe Biden has taken on the southern border that has created the chaos that we are currently in.
Can you imagine? And then you get on TV and have the nards to be like, yeah, Republicans won't work with me on the border. I mean, what gives, man? It's such a...
He knows ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC will all then regurgitate that line.
Yeah.
And then it's our fault, the Congress's fault. They haven't given them enough money to have more people, process immigrants at the border.
Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, they do it with the economy, and I find it fascinating. They're like, well, no, the economy's fine. We just have a messaging problem. I'm like, no, dude. If people go to the grocery store and can't afford groceries, the message isn't their issue. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what a traditional politician does. And I think that's why there's as much appetite for Trump to get back in there as there is. Now we're just spitballing because I don't know that either of us have intel on this. But if Biden goes out tomorrow night and starts telling people he's Wonder Woman, do you think they're going to drag him off the ticket?
That has been the rumor up here in the swamp or the cesspool, whatever you want to call it up here in D.C., that they hope that he does, or they know he's going to have a really bad performance, and then it's going to be this big switcheroo right before their convention that, he's not mentally fit, which we all have known that for years now. And the D's are going to do a little switcheroo right before their convention. That's kind of been if you've read some articles, if you've talked to people, that's what people think is going to happen. I, of course, don't have any intel on that. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'll be shocked. And I've said this publicly, I'll be shocked if he even shows up. They come up with some excuse as to why, I don't know, there's been an attack in Israel or whatever. They'll come up with some excuse to be like, he can't leave the White House today. He hasn't gotten jacked up with enough amphetamines to do the debate tonight.
I was saying that to Kennedy earlier. He might, we're joking about him juicing. He's going to tie you as the only other person to hit a home run in a congressional game. He'll get out there and swing for the fences. Yeah, listen, man, it's nuts, but nothing would surprise me because I know as much as, it's hard to get an incumbent president out of there, they don't want to lose to Trump under any circumstance. And if that means, they've got to get him $1 billion book deal to get him to walk away, so be it. So I think it's going to be interesting. Do you guys have a debate watch party? What's the night look like for you?
I do not have a debate watch party. We're here in D.C. We're voting on three different appropriations bills this week. We will be done before the debate.
But you're one of those
tomorrow.
You're one of those guys in Congress who does stuff.
Yeah, I know. There's only a few of us, right?
Stupid. You're too new to know. Everybody, it always seems like everybody just figures out what the bare minimum is they have to do to keep their job. We're always very thankful for young guys like yourself who actually got in there and thought you might actually do what we sent you there to do. So thanks for that, man.
Yeah, I joke with my staff that if I did what most of these guys do and I didn't do press and I didn't meet with people that are up from the district, I'd have a great daily schedule. I just go to the floor and vote and then go to committee occasionally. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Bang out a couple sets of dips in the gym you keep talking about. You're on your way, Stoobs.
I could do twice a day. I could work out twice, do cardio in the morning and weights in the afternoon.
Gets a good racket, man. Well, listen, good luck tomorrow. We'll certainly follow up with you after the debate just to see who the heck Trump is running against this summer. I think it's going to be a pretty good ride.
We'll see. Thanks for having me.
My man. There he goes, the great Greg Stubbe. Back to the gym. He's going to go do some more dips.